Sorry, that's good. Just lick down.
I'm hoping to get you that one back in No, because I don't have XLR in that, so what I've got to do, okay, so yeah, so I'll just recommend it. Right, so that's okay. So how about you come and see us?
I'll just take it here anyway.
All right,
Try for the Great Northern Tigers there to number 5, Lise Walsh. The conversion was unsuccessful. The score now Great Northern Tigers 4, Northern Rivers Titans 6 to score.
No speed, don't.
That's half-time in our women's clash with Greater Northern Tigers 4 leading the Northern Rivers Tigers yet to score.
So, mate, it's 4-0. Well, I don't need to talk to you anymore. Well, yeah, done. Yep, I've done it. I've done that. Now I've got to go and try and play with the menu. Okay? Well, I'm not going to touch anything, Josh. I'm just going to look at the options. You said it looks like an old TV, so I don't know what my options are. You know, I don't. No, I can't, man. I've got no black magic. I've got nothing. I've got the time of the screen. No, I'm not going to watch the screen. No, I don't. do the second half?
Yeah, let's give it a run.
Come on, let's go.
We're back on air, ladies and gentlemen. A few technical difficulties, but we're going well. And we're back for the ladies' game. And let me tell you, it's been a cracker of a first half. This is the second half now. It's 4-0 to the Greater Northern Tigers. And Ray, although we haven't been able to talk about the game in the first half, I tell you what, there's absolutely been fantastic action out there and plenty of monstrous hits in defence, and an absolute credit to both sides.
Mate, there has, and also the fact that the audience in the grandstand has come alive. There's more cheering for the ladies and certainly for the first two games. But the Tigers and the Tigers at 4-0, the Tigers leading, and we said earlier that both teams looking for their first win.
Yes, it's been it's actually been fantastic, absolutely brilliant. I think there's a try as we speak. She scored. Yes, brilliant. So that takes it to 8-0 with the kick to come, and well done to the Greater Northern girls. Yes, and that was number 21, I believe. We haven't got an updated, Ray, I don't think we've got an updated list for the girls, but nevertheless, a fine performance. Number 6, Amy Barraclough, is the captain. She's going to be trying to convert that try. Number 21, and look, our apologies, it is not in the not in the official program. So my apologies to the Greater Northern Tiger girls. Yeah, Ray's going to go and do some of his best work right now. Go and find out who number 21 was. Both girls' teams here cannot make, this is their second game, it doesn't look like they can make the semi-finals. And as was the case with the under-18s, they'll give it their best shot and take bragging rights out of today's action. Good kick from Amy Barraclough, and that makes it 10-0. Well done.
Captain Amy Barraclough, that takes the score to Greater Northern Tigers leading 10 points. Northern Rivers yet to score.
Joan O'Leary, it was number 7, and Joan is actually from Bendemeer. She's actually wearing number 21, so well done to Joan. A fantastic try there from dummy half, right next to the uprights, and she's that try has enabled her side, the Greater Northern Tigers, leading 10-0 over the Northern Rivers Titans. Kick off, here it is. And number 8 is Jessica Morgan. There's a lot of Merriwar contingent in this game, and Jessica Morgan hands it off to Amelia Tunamina from Glen Innes. And I've been very impressed, Ray, with the defence of both sides early in this match, in the first half in particular. Geez, there were some big hits. So little number 14, Taylor Blackadder. She's one of a host of the Blackadder girls and fellow cousins that do play for the Merriwar girls down there in Ladies League Tag in the Group 21 competition. And a very, very talented team indeed. So Taylor gives the ball back to Amy, and Amy's kicked the ball down town. And is that a 40-20? It's very close to a 40-20 indeed. I think she might have just got that outside the red line on the 40. Oh, no, it is a 40-20. The referee's gone back to a defensive position, so well done to Amy Barraclough. Shay Pemmon is going to take the tap restart. Well, no, she's not. She's handed it off onto number 16, Gaynor Blackadder, and she's another Merriwar girl. as I just spoke about. So Taylor is going to be dummy half. So Taylor is going to hand it off to Jessica Morgan. Jessica Morgan, short drive pass on to, not too sure, I think that's, we'll find out. Short pass now to number 8. And that is Jessica Morgan. Morgan's only a metre out from the try line. Taylor Blackadder at dummy half. Over to Joan O'Leary. Joan O'Leary throws a dummy. She gives it out there to number 13. She's going to score in the corner. Is she going to? She dived over. She's only millimetres short and she's lost the ball in that attempt. Good effort.
Now, Paul, I'll give you a bit of a heads up that the coach for the Tigers, Mick Smead, will put me on to. An absolute rarity. I'm sure it will never happen again, but at one stage in the second half, we're going to pack a scrum, and in the Greater Northern Tigers, the front row will consist of Jessica Morgan from Merriwar, number 8. Yep. Her sister, Gaynor Blackadder, who is from Merriwar, number 16, and their niece is number 14, Taylor Blackadder. So we'll have 2 sisters and a niece packing down in the front row for a ladies' tackle. How about that?
That's brilliant, mate. That is absolutely brilliant. That's what I was telling you about, Ray, and just commenting on about the Merriwar connection there. I have a feeling that Jane Wormsley, the Group 21 secretary, is their auntie.
She should be playing.
Yeah, she is. No, well, we'll have to tell Jane that next time we catch her. She's here somewhere today. But anyway, here's the Titans trying to get out of their red zone here. And down there, she's tackled 10 metres out, directly in front, centre field. Here's the ball. Good scoop from dummy half. She's run straight into Shea Pemmett. And, very hard to see these numbers, girls. But little number 6 there is the Jada Williams from Maris Brothers, Lismore. There's a drop ball. They're blowing up Deluxe. Number 18 is Elizabeth Ross. She is far from impressed with that decision. Taylor Blackadder is going to take the tap restart. Oh no, he's calling a scrum.
So let's check that tackle at 16. Just check as we go through, so we might have the rarity now to have that front row we were talking about. So
16, 14 and 19. So Zoe Darlington's on from the Southwest Robins.
Number 8's in the lock forward at the moment. Yeah, Zoe goes well, comes from Barraba last year, so she plays some good footy as well, normally a fullback.
Ball goes out to Amy Barraclough. She elects to go herself and she's hitting a bone rattler of a tackle, but the referee has called her offside. And that was Kayuki from Casino. She called her offside. That was a good one-on-one front hit. Let me tell you, Taylor Blackadder is going to take the tap restart. There's nothing of young Taylor. She's a will-o'-the-wisp. She can run. Here's the Tigers. Amy Barraclough. No, it's not Amy, sorry. They've got the ball 10 out directly in front. Joan O'Leary charges at the line. She's hitting a really good front-on tackle there. She's dragged back a couple of metres and she's going to find herself playing the ball 8 metres out. Taylor Blackadder at dummy half. Blackadder gets the ball out to the front rower, which is Robin Broadbent. And Broadbent gets the ball onto Amy Barraclough, onto Taylor. She gets the ball out to number 15. And on the quick hands out to the winger. That's Lucy... Is it Pruden from Murrundi, the girl? Yep, that'll do, and that's good. She takes the ball again. She tries to unload to the winger. Oh, she's only millimetres from the corner, but she's taken over the sideline. So it's going to be a Titans restart. 10 out, 10 in from touch.
Well, it's living up to everything. It's a 10-0 lead for the Tigers at the moment. But as with the 2 previous games, I wouldn't be surprised to see the Titans come back into this. What I'm liking the fact this is the second year for our Tigers, the Greater Northern Tigers, to be involved, and just the enthusiasm, not only the players but the support staff and the crowd is unbelievable.
It's fantastic, Ray, and I think the crowd certainly appreciates the inclusion of the girls' game. They bring plenty of excitement. And let me tell you, they do not hold back. Brilliant stuff. Here it is, the Titans got the ball from that scrum feed. And she's hitting a really good tackle there. That's number 1, and that was Loretta Hickling from Byron Bay. She's tackled by her opposite number, Tanika Lansborough from Gyra. And the Titans still trying to get out of their end zone here. And she's hitting a really good tackle there by Jessica Morgan. Titans with the ball again. Is that number 18? I think it is, yes. And that was Elizabeth Ross. She's tackled 30 metres out from her own line, 20 in from touch. The ball goes from dummy half. The little number 9, A.B. Beecher from Ballina. Drop ball. Looked to go backwards at first glance, but the referee, who is Brad Goodwin, he's ruled a knock-on. So it's going to be a Tigers ball. Centre field, 30 metres out from the Northern Rivers Titans try line. 10 points to 0 in favour of the Tigers. As we touched on earlier in the day, and we do apologise for not having any first half action, earlier in the day, the under-16s in the Andrew Johns Cup went the way of a very, very classy Northern Rivers side, 40 points to 10. In the Laurie Daly Cup, the under-18s, the Northern Rivers Tigers ran out winners in a very, very entertaining game, 32 points to 28, and that was an absolute beauty, that match. Plenty of action, plenty of fast running and dynamic tackles. So here we go. Number 5 is Elise Walsh from Uralla. She takes the ball inside the Titans 20. She's dragged back. She tries to unload. That's a 3-on-1 strip. He's going to have to give that back, as he does. Brad Goodwin, the referee, couldn't be bothered blowing a penalty. He said, just give it back. Good run by Elise Walsh. Taylor Blackadder at dummy half onto Barraclough. Barraclough gives an inside ball onto number 11, O'Halloran from Uralla. She takes the ball inside the 20. She's going to be tackled 15 metres out, just shy of the centre field. Blackadder at dummy half. Ball to Amy Barraclough. Barraclough outside onto Joan O'Leary. Inside ball to Brooke Davis from Gruta Brankston. And last tackle, the referee's called, but there's an injury in the play of the ball, and that is that Elizabeth Ross. Elizabeth Ross is down in the tackle, but she's up on her feet. Last tackle. Can they make something of it? Ball goes wide. Taylor Blackadder scooted over from dummy half herself. Went the blind side. They didn't even see her go there. It was brilliant. Bit of a skirmish in the background there, but what a great performance from Taylor Blackadder. She's gone over and scored. It's 14 points to 0 in favour of the Northern Tigers, and kick to come.
Mate, how are you going? You're going great, Paul Bankovic. Got a special guest too who's just rocked in here, is John Anderson, the chairman of the Country Rugby League. You've got to be happy with the turnout today and certainly enjoying this ladies' tackle.
Yeah, it's a bit cold here. Yeah, I'm not used to this, but no, it's been great, and the ladies' tackles competition is just going ahead in leaps and bounds. As a matter of fact, in Newcastle 2 years ago, we started off on the knockout with 34 teams, and last year they had 96. So that's how much everyone is going ahead with the ladies, and it's just going to go bigger and bigger.
It's getting busted again. We're just saying the second year in for the Greater Northern Tigers, or third year it might be, but again going well. The enthusiasm not only on the field, John, but off the field from the crowds have been great.
Yeah, it's been fantastic, and like all these girls are up for. We've got selectors here now, and they're looking at a lot of these players, and of course we've got the national championships which we won last year, the New South Wales Country. That's at I think up in the Gold Coast, so I'll probably have to make my way up there. But anyway, it's great, and we have to defend our title, and hopefully we can win it again.
Mate, from a CRL point of view, very happy with the way the two cups are going, the Andrew Johns and the Laurie Daly Cups. And again, the next game coming up is the under-23's.
Yeah, the under-23's and the ladies, they're in their second round. We're in our last round of the Johns and Daly's play today. And the semi-finals of the 16s and 18s are on in a fortnight tomorrow, Sunday, at Foster. So we've got all coming together. You've got your two semi-finals in 16s and two semi-finals in 18s. And then I think the week after that, the grand final will be played at Mudgee.
Beautiful. Well, mate, I know you're enjoying the footy. You've got to be happy the way it's progressing, but
well, it's fantastic, and one of the biggest things that's happening is at the end of the competition, where the grand final is, we'll be picking two teams, the 16s and 18s team, to go to Great Britain.
I love that. Well, mate, congratulations. Well done. If you want to stay and have a yarn, it's all good.
I'm right.
There we go. That's the CRL chairman. Yeah. Good on you, John. Enjoy. Righto, Paul. Back to the action. We've had a goal kicked.
Yes, we did. Amy Barraclough, the captain. I think it is. Yes, Amy is the captain. She converted that try, and that's taken the Tigers to a 6-0 lead. Ray, that's brilliant that the Andrew Johns in the Laurie Daly Cup, they'll pick 2 sides to go to Great Britain. How unbelievable that is for the young kids.
And little things like with John Anderson for Chock to make the trip up here again. He's an old, I shouldn't say old, but he's an ex-Moree boy as well. So very passionate about country rugby league, and again we're just seeing that epitomised today here in Armidale.
Oh, that's fantastic. What a promotion that is for the kids, and gives them something to strive for too at such a young age. That's absolutely outstanding. But back to the action here, and Taylor Blackadder, she is absolutely a will-o'-the-wisp. I've watched her at Group 21 level, Ray, little number 14, and even in the group trials at Tamworth that day, the Northern Division trials, she was outstanding, absolutely outstanding that day, and she fully deserves a spot. Here's a penalty against the run of play. It's a bad play of the ball. Fair dinkum, you could nearly do that every play of the ball, but anyway, you've made your point. Joan O'Leary is going to take the tap, and she's given that ball on to Brooke Davis from Gruder Brankston. And Brooke has taken that ball forward. She's inside the 20, nearly directly in front. Taylor Blackadder from dummy half. Skirts out there. Beats 1, beats 2. She's still going, young Taylor. And she's tackled. He's found another penalty. Offside, is it, Ray? No, second marker, not square. Turn it up. Joan O'Leary. Jones going to play the tap restart. She gives the ball on to, who is that? That is a fantastic run. She's nearly scored there. I can't see these numbers, Ray, on the back of those Northern Division shirts there. That was a great run. Here we go. They're still still running the ball now. They unload, and that is on to Jessica Morgan. And Morgan's got to be going very close next to the uprights there. She's only millimetres short. Taylor Blackadder at dummy half out to Amy Barraclough. Barraclough gives a long ball out to Shay Pemmett, and Shay Pemmett is looking to unload. She does, but it's just travelled forward along the ground. Well, they tried to promote it, Ray. They fancied their hand, and it nearly came off, mate.
I'm just liking some of the play from the smaller girls involved in both teams, because where we have a fair bit of size as far as strong runners going, for the little, as you mentioned, will-o'-the-wisp, they're actually picking out some space to run to and creating gaps, and that in line is then actually opening up some more space for the runners. But this is a quality game.
16-0 to the Greater Northern Tigers, midway through the second half. And this match will be followed by the under-23s, and that promises to be a very, very good game. The Northern Rivers side against the Greater Northern Tigers. So we're looking forward to that with great anticipation. So here we go. Titans will enjoy this little moment lapse here. I think there was a little shoulder injury to one of the young lasses. Scrum feed. Amanda Gibson is going to feed the scrum. She's from Cudgeon. Very well represented here today, Cudgeon, the Cudgeon Club, Ray. Some talented footballers up there, let me tell you. Number 19, and I think that is Pauline Wagner. She takes the ball just over her own 10-metre line, 10 metres in from touch. Ball goes through to number 13, and 13 is belted in a great tackle. Kayuki from Casinos hit by Brooke Davis from Gruder Brankston. That was a brilliant tackle. Ball and all. Here's the ball, unload. Great round the legs tackle, chopped her in half. That was sensational by the second row, Lauren Clark from Boggabri, Ray. On number 13, Kayuki. She found touch, Ray. That's brilliant. What a good kick. That was a good penalty reliever, pressure reliever from for the Titans girls. Great defensive there, effort and good unloading by both sides.
There's a lot to like about Lauren Clark's game. She's come across from the coast. She's playing with the Boggabri team now in Group 4, but she brings a fair bit of experience, but also she's very, very solid in attack and defence.
Yeah, I spotted her at the Northern Division trials, Ray, and she actually stood out, and she would have been the first girl picked in my books at the Northern Division trials, or the Northern Tigers trials, I should say. So well done. So here we go. They're over the halfway line, the Titans girls, and that was number 12, Nakoya McLennan. My apologies, Nakoya. Here's a quick tap. Has he let it go? No, he hasn't. That was Amy Butcher. So number 13. Number 3, I should say, Daisy Gordon, is going to take the tap restart. She goes forward. She's inside the 30. She's going to make it to the 20. Blackadder tackles her down 18 metres out from the Tigers line. That was an ordinary play, the ball, but she got away with it. Here's number 12, which is McLennan. McLennan gets the ball away to number 7. 7 is Christina Roberts. She's only millimetres out. Dummy half. Gets the ball out to McLennan again. She's tackled. Just short Amy Beecher at dummy half. Beecher gets the ball out to Daisy Gordon. Daisy Gordon shows it under to Yuki. And Yuki's trying to stretch out. She's just shy of the try line. I think she didn't turn well in that tackle. She's got up a little bit groggy there. Beecher at dummy half. Long ball out to Daisy Gordon. Daisy Gordon goes for the line of herself. She spins around in the tag. She's trying desperately to try and get it down. She's held up. Last tackle. Beecher goes herself. She's going to score out of the post. She unloads it to McLennan, I think it is, who scored under the post. Great work from the girls there. Beecher onto McLennan. Great effort. Great combination. 16 points to 4. Kick to come.
Well, there we go. It's living up to all expectations. Both teams are locked together. Hadn't had a win before they came into today's encounter. And again, like the 2 previous games, enthusiasm seems to be getting the teams in front at the moment. It's 16 points to 0, a lead from the Tigers. What do Titans do from here? Well, they've actually got the structure, but it's just a matter of getting that momentum going from there. What I will say, at the end of the day, 16-4 now. Whoever wins the game will take this out as a learning experience and move forward. But I think whoever is not victorious again, I think it's just one of those days where we spoke to Chock earlier, Johnny Anderson. This is just in the growing stages in the bush from here, and this will only get better and better and better. And I'm sure at the end of the day, Paul, when you turn up to footy on Saturday and Sunday, wherever you might be in country rugby league, you'll have first grade, reserve grade, under 18s, and you'll have ladies tackle.
In the old days, Ray, and I shouldn't say old, I'm showing my age, but we used to have 5 games on a week, on a Sunday. She's kicked that goal there, so well done. It's 16 points to 6. We used to have 5 games every Sunday, 16s, 18s, reserve grade. There was a division in Group 21 called F Troop, and that's no disrespect. It was fair income called F Troop, wasn't it? And we had reserve grade and A grade, and it was an unbelievable day for the whole family. The atmosphere was brilliant, and I know that they're desperately trying to bring in the ladies' tackle in Group 21 in particular, Ray, and I don't think that is too far down the track.
I think it's a phasing too, the fact that they're also involved in ladies' league tag, and when league tag came into fruition here in the bush, it just it allowed us in bush footy to grow an extra leg. It brought the ladies into the club, not only on the field but also through administration and supporting base. It's been great. I think the ladies' tackle is simply the next transition period from that.
Oh yeah, no question, Ray, no question. I think the popularity is enormous, and as John mentioned, the growth has been sensational. Good defence from number 13, Brooke Davis there from Gruta Brinks, and she's a dynamo in defence. And here's Shay Pemberton. Number 12 was McLennan, the try scorer from Ballina. She's taken the ball forward. There's a young girl, whether it's a cramp, let's hope it's just a cramp, Ray. In the back there, the referee, no, he's playing on. Number 3, Daisy Gordon, takes the ball forward, and she gives it on to number 17. And that is Kalusha Rhodes. She gets the ball, and she's tackled just shy of halfway. Pauline Wagner at dummy half goes down there. Not Pauline Wagner, Abby Beach, my apologies. Gives it on to number 15, Marinda Smith. She takes the ball forward. A bit of a high tackle there, lucky to get away with that. Now on number 4, which is Sharon Blundell. Here they are at the 40-metre line. The Northern Rivers Titans girls. Last tackle, what are they going to do? Ball goes out to kick. Shay Pemberton's under it from Musselbrook. She is Shay, and she gets the ball inside her own 30, and she's tackled right on the 30-metre line. Here's Amy Barraclough, gets the ball from dummy half. She skirts out, and she's hitting a really good tackle there by Wagner up the top, and young girl down the bottom there. Here's the ball. The hooker goes. Robin Broadbent from Uralla, she goes forward. We've got an injury in the background. The young girl back here from the Northern Rivers Titans is still down with a cramp, and definitely in the field of play because there's 2 attendants there, the league safe and the trainer running out there.
Just something I'm noticing when you look through the ladies' teams, not only for the games here, but across the board. I'm seeing a lot of familiar names that are synonymous with rugby league. And Beecher being one. We had a guy called Maxie Beecher play with us against us down on the Central Coast. But a lot of very, very familiar names, and I dare say rugby league now is opening up a whole new horizon for the ladies from what might have been some of our forebearers in rugby league.
Absolutely, Ray. I tell you what, I'd like to see them put a clock on that scoreboard over there. Absolutely. We'll put it this way, I don't have to keep looking down at your phone. She's still in a bit of pain, this young lass down the back there. So the game is held up momentarily for this, and yeah, from what I've seen so far, Ray, the girls, I'm really impressed by the defence. These girls do not hold back, and some of them have got some enormous skills, really, really good skills, and I'm very impressed with Brooke Davis and Lauren Clark's defensive efforts. Brooke Davis from Gruta Brankston, Ray, her defence is outstanding, absolutely outstanding, number 13 for the Tigers.
Do you know what, a couple of things going? The fact that we've actually had league tag recently, but also we've had touch football and Oz tag for a number of years for the ladies. What I think it's done is it's actually helped the ladies develop those catching, passing skills, and then now when you're getting into the complete formation with rugby league, it's allowing you then to transition through to actually making your the tackles themselves. But I think the ball skills are there because they've been honed over the years. From a coaching point of view now, for the coaches involved in the ladies tackle, it's now a matter of actually just getting those systems into place where the techniques are okay, again to prevent injuries, but to also be effective. So again, although we're only in new stages now for ladies tackle, I think that we owe a lot to those other three Ks, like league tag and all that, working our way through. Well, we're about to go again, mate.
I couldn't agree with those comments anymore, Ray. That was a really good summation, the evolution of the ladies' game. It's like you said, it started at touch footy, onto league, onto Oz tag, and certainly onto the league tag, which is a part of the league tag system, the Oz tag. Here's number 12, that girl we spoke about, Lauren Clark from Boggabri. She's got the ball inside the Titans 40, and she crowded it in with the knees, and rightfully so. The referee, Brad Goodwin, has blown a penalty, silly penalty indeed, and that was from young Christina Roberts from Northern United. She's probably given him a gobful, and and he's not going to take that whatsoever. She'll find herself no back chat in these games, and here we go. Amy Barraclough is kicked for touch. Tap restart's going to be right at the 21-metre line. Well, there's no 21-metre line. It's a 20-metre line. You know what I meant. Ball goes to... good tackle. I think that it might be Zoe Darlington for the Tigers. Ball goes out to number 12, Lauren Clark. Lauren Clark goes herself. What a great tackle there by Amy Beecher around the legs. That was sensational. Ball goes to Barraclough. No, it's not. It's the girl Morgan. Jessica Morgan, she's very close to the line. She's held up by 4 defenders. Ball goes out to this side here. Here's Brooke Davis. Tries to wrap around. She's still going herself. They can't put her to the ground. Ball's going to come out here. Barraclough out wide. She's looking for the ball. No, he's going to play. There's a player lying in the ruck. On to 16, Gaynor Blackadder. Oh, she got hit hard in the tackle. It's the last. What are they going to do? Barraclough with the ball. She got the ball out to back to O'Halloran, and O'Halloran on the last. She's trying to struggle through. She's trying to reach out. No, that would have been a double movement. That's the 6th. There's a girl there, Ray, with the red headgear, number 9. That's who I've been looking for. Robin Broadbent. She's been very, very prominent there. Yeah, she's very, very prominent there from dummy half and also direct and play for her teammates. Good defender too, and she takes that tackle along with Shea Pemberton inside their own 10. The Titans, they're struggling to get out. Here's this girl here. She's a good runner, and I think that is the 12, McLennan. She gets the ball, goes forward. I think this is a little winger, And she does, and that is a free burn from Northern United. Good run, centre field, and she's made good meters. Ball goes out the back there to number 6, which is Jada Williams. Jada Williams, they put the kick up. Great take from the fullback, Loretta Lansborough from Gyro, and that was a high tackle, Ray. Inside the 40, but she's up. Great effort. Amy Barraclough is going to look for touch here. She does, finds it well, and the tap restart will be centre field, and it'll be right on the 22 metres out from the Titans line. Here's the ball. Broadbent gets the ball onto Shea Pemberton. Pemberton takes the ball forward, tries to beat the first tackle, but they're in there. Little number 6, and is that full time, Ray? 16 points to 6. It is the Sirens gone, but they're going to play through this last play. Ball goes over the back. Good hands. It's going out wide. Good hands again. No, he's called it forward. Great effort by the Northern Tigers girls. Ray, I'll give it over to you just for a quick wrap-up. 16 points to 6 in favour of the Northern Tigers over the Northern Rivers Titans.
Well, a great game, a game that we've been waiting for all day. The Laurie Daly Cup before us, certainly the Andrew Johns, but there's looks like a lot of the crowd have come here to watch the ladies play. A good win to the Tigers. That was the first win for the year, and again the Titans will go away, regroup and come back next year. Paul, very quickly, I'm loving the fact that we spoke to Chairman of Country Rugby League John Anderson earlier, and the growth. We're pretty fortunate having come from down in the Hunter Valley where one of our very own, in fact, Isabel Kelly, daughter of young Kenny Kelly, who was the coach of the Muswellbrook Rams in the early 90s, late 80s. And Isabel, of course, is the face of ladies rugby league for us anyway. But these girls, again, they've just shown that enthusiasm today, that they have ambitions, that their talents have been quite good. They're passionate about the game, and I'm sure that with the opportunity to go and do exactly what Isabel has done, that there'll be a lot of these young players that grasp that opportunity.
I think Isabel got the World Player of the Year. She got the equivalent of the Golden Boot.
And the good thing is that she sidesteps, she does a lot, and yet her old man could not sidestep. Good on you, Ken.
He couldn't sidestep if his life depended on it, Ken Kelly, but a fantastic bloke.
A great man, tough as teak, so Mummy very proud of her. Well, that wraps up this particular game. We'll come back shortly with the under-23s, and that'll be the big game between the Greater Northern Tigers and, of course, the Northern Rivers Titans. Paul Bankovic, Ray McCoy, back shortly.
tell us when we're ready. Yep. Well, Ray, we've got the big game on right now, the under-23s between Greater Northern Tigers and the Northern Rivers Titans. Bit of a mouthful there and a tongue twister, but we're back to broadcast this game today for Bar TV. This should be a fantastic game, Ray. Both sides full of talent indeed. So, what do we got going on here, Ray? We've got, I see a couple of changes early. Mitch Sheridan, number 14, is taking the field. Brady Benkovic is on the sideline. He's not starting the game, so that's one start. Dwayne Nichols, the winger for the Northern Tigers, is off, and Harry Douglas looks like he's taken his place for his first game on the wing. Harry was number 18 last week, but he's taken Dwayne's place on the wing, but Dwayne is on the bench. So as for the Northern Rivers Titans, well, we can only go as per the program, Ray. Here's the kickoff right now. And on your screen, left to right, will be the Tigers. Here's Isaac Austin. Takes the ball. No, that's not Isaac Austin. That is the big fella. James Ballinger, my apologies. Here's Isaac Austin. He goes forward. He gets up over his own 20. He's hitting a good tackle there by Hensby from the Tweed Coast. 25 metres out. Gillum, dummy half, gives the ball on to Pritchard, and he puts the ball to ground, and the Titans are right on the attack straight away. 25 metres out from the Tigers line. He's number 13, and that's Kennedy from Byron Bay. He takes the ball forward, good run. 15 metres out, centre field. The hooker gives the ball out the back to Beecher. I think that might have been his sister. That might have been his sister or his wife. I don't know. My apologies, but he got the ball. He's the little number 7, and that is Sheether. Sheether goes himself only millimetres short. Joseph Besgrove is the hooker. He gets the ball from dummy half. Beautiful flat pass, and he gives it over there to number. I can't think of that boy's name, but it was a good try. Early blood to the Northern Rivers Titans, 4-0 early, and that came off a mistake. 20 out from their own line, drop ball, Ray.
I think this is going to be very similar to the first 3 games, Paul, where a team will come out, as the Titans have done in the 3 games previously, with a bit of momentum. Again, that's early points. We've only been going a minute and a half or so. I'm surprised, actually, at some of the Brady's on the... Braden's on the line. I'm actually just looking at the Greater Northern Tigers team as we get ready for this kick, but they've got a lot of strike power on the sideline with young Hayden Smith, Lincoln Smith's going. Now he could be a force when he gets on there, because he's got a lot of size about him as well. I just think we're in for an absolute cracker game. But so that the 2 Smiths, young Hayden, who has played everywhere from 5'8" to lock to front row, he's a big boy now. We call him Buddha, so they've certainly got some strike power off the bench. Your young bloke can do anything when he gets on there as well. So there we go. First points to the Titans, but kick to come.
Ray, I'll tell you what, we'll just come back very quickly. Kel Sheether is going to try and convert this try to take it to 6-0. The scoreboard has clacked it, and he's hooked that. Duck hook, Adley, and it's 4 points to 0. Big lead. Robert
was unsuccessful. Northern Rivers Titans 4, the Greater Northern Tigers yet to score.
Ray, what I was going to say is Lincoln Smith, the big number 19 for Greater Northern Tigers. I watched him in the Northern Division trials, and I watched him last week at Coffs Harbour, and I tell you what, he's a talent. He's a big, raw, young front rower, and his go forward is sensational.
Well, I'll tell you what he's done. I've had a little bit to do with him, but at the end of the day, this under-23s competition is going to bring out the best in not only Lincoln, but a lot of these players in his age bracket, because in days gone by, they've had not a lot to play for. They've had senior players to compete with for representative spots. What the under-23s has done, and I guess that's the NRL, the CRL's wish, is to actually pocket these players so you can actually get a real good look at the new nursery coming through. Lincoln Smith especially is one of those players that took for granted the fact that he had size on his side. He had a lot of talent. He's got a lot of space a lot of speed when you actually get him to go. But in the last 18 months, he's knuckled down. He's playing first grade for Gunnedah, and his attitude is absolutely brilliant, to the point you've got 2 ears, and he's using them. He'll go a long way.
Couldn't have summed it up any better, Ray. That kick by Zach Butcher went out on the full, so it's right on halfway. It's a turnover to the Northern Tigers side. So here's Gillum at dummy half, going to give the ball on to number 10, which is Ballinger. Ballinger's well hit there, and a great tackle there by the Kyle Kennedy and the hooker. Here's the ball on to... he's lost that ball on the tackle. There's 2 early turnovers. Goodness me, and that is... that's Pritchard again. Andrew Pritchard has... coughed that ball up just shy of the Titans' 40-metre line. So a couple of errors early has given Titans possession.
Before we open up the game, where do you see the strike power coming for the Greater Northern?
Well, no question they're halves, but the last week at Coffs Harbour, Hamish Wolfgang didn't get much room to move, and he is a weapon out wide, Hamish Wolfgang, the number 3 for the Tigers. And with ball, he is a great runner of the ball, and there's no question that certainly if Mitch Doring and James Bradley can give him some possession, give him some good ball, he'll make them pay. And I've got to say, the young fullback, Will Newhouse from Singleton, got Players Player Award last week, a very, very talented young man. Here's the Titans on the attack. They haven't put a foot wrong so far in this match, and they're really putting the pressure on the Tigers. Here's Besgrove from dummy half. He gives it on to the big fella, Perrin from Maris Brothers Rams. So Besgrove, instrumental in everything by the looks of things. He gives the ball out to Butcher. Butcher short pass over to Hensby, and Hensby goes forward there, 21 metres out in the last tackle. Besgrove at dummy half down this short side onto Butcher. Butcher puts a little grubber kick through. It's come off a Northern Tigers hand, and that was James Bradley that stuck his hand up there. I thought that was 6 it went out. You thought he played at that. No, he hasn't. So the referee today is Billy Greatbatch. He's plenty of experience, Billy Greatbatch. So it's the Tigers' ball. Ball comes on to that man Hamish Wolfgang, and he takes the ball forward. He gets to about the 15-metre line. Ball comes out from Gillum. Gillum onto Isaac Austin. Big scone front rower. Raw, but very talented indeed. I like the defence of this Besgrove already at hooker, Ray. Plenty of the defensive work. Reminds me of Jake Friend from the Roosters. They're out to the 30. Here's Gillum from dummy half, scoots out, takes the ball himself, just shy of his own 40 centre field. Another great tackle from Besgrove. Down the short side, Mitch Doring. Mitch Doring gets the ball. He gets on just shy of onto Tristan Ward, that is, the centre, out to Doring. Doring gets the ball, puts a low kick through over to number 20, and I don't know who that is. We haven't got him in the program. He's wearing, no, I'll tell you who it is. It's Noah King, Ray. Noah King, number 20. He's got the ball, centre field, 35 metres out from his own line. Here's the big fella, number 1, Brock Westerman from Kyogle. Solid boy, just shy of halfway centre field. Besgrove gets the ball again. He takes it on the great batch. The referee has found a penalty. That was number 2, Michael Dwayne from Ballina, the winger, that took that settler up as well. Ray, looks like Besgrove. Wouldn't be surprised if he's the captain. It's not signalled here, but he's absolutely in everything. Talking to the boys, very, very talented footballer.
I'm just hoping that I'm actually correct. Remember I mentioned earlier about Max Butcher from down on the Central Coast. Well, guess what? He's the coach of the Titans team, and it's his young bloke at the 5'8", is young Zach. So good to see Max again after about 25 years.
Well, there's plenty of experience there, Ray. Besgrove at dummy half. They're 10 metres out directly in front. Taking all day to get off him. They've got a set plays left and right. Here's a set play out the back. Besgrove goes to Butcher. Butcher passes the ball on to Hensby, and Hensby just shy a couple of metres of the Tigers' try line. 10 in from touch. Besgrove flat pass again onto Kennedy, and Kennedy tried to get over, but he's dragged backwards. 5 out. Besgrove out the back to Sheether. Sheether puts a little grubber kick through. He's only well rounded up by Will Newhouse from Singleton, the Tigers fullback. Kicked it over the dead ball, so it's going to be a restart from the try line.
Well, the game's giving us everything. We knew it was going to be a very tight game. We didn't probably think it was going to be this quick, but certainly the pace is up there with the best.
4-0. 4-0 it is to the Titans. Failed to convert. Here's the ball, Doring restart from the line dropout. Gets it on to Butcher. Butcher gives the ball on to number 10, which is the big fella, Nicholas Morrissey from Casino. He takes the ball forward. He's hitting a really good 3-man tackle. They're 20 metres out, 10 in from touch. Besgrove, the dummy half. Ball on to Butcher. Butcher on to Perrin, big front rower. Works his way centre field, about 11 metres out. Plenty of options, both left and right. Ball goes out to Sheether, the little halfback, and he takes it forward. Kills Sheether, and he's from Ballina. That was a sloppy play. The ball, 6 to go. He called it roofed out. So they've got 6 to go, the Titans. Pressure's right on. Sheether gets up and plays the ball. Besgrove, flat pass. It goes nowhere, goes to ground. But it's knocked on because there was a hand in there from one of the Tigers boys. I think that was James Bradley got a hand of that flat pass. He was up very quickly off his own try line, and probably a good thing he was.
One of the things consistent right throughout all the games, Paul, has been when we're getting in the red zone, there's not a lot of patience in the early parts of the game. So we'll see what they can do from here. Titans have got the ball, feed for the scrum. Let's see how it goes.
Well, I'll tell you what, when they do get the ball, they need a breather. They need a piggyback penalty. Here's the Titans. Sheether out the back onto number 1, which is Westerman. Big fella, strapping young fullback. Gets through one, steps out of another. He's tackled 8 metres out. Onto here is Perrin. Perrin goes to the try line. He's only just short. Besgrove at dummy half. Kennedy's first receiver out the back, short flat pass, great tackle there on Nicholas Morrissey. Who was that? That was James Bradley. He's Beecher. Beecher swivels out of line. He gets over. Hit and spun out of 2 defenders. One of them was Geordie Mulheron. The other one was the hooker, Gillum Ray, and really good performance there by the young lad.
That's full credit there to the Titans. It was great defence from the Tigers on that early tackle, but they hadn't recovered in time for the dummy half to pick it up and sneak through. And there we go to an 8-0 lead. So again, it's going to be one of those games back and forward. Probably similar to the earlier game, Paul. We'll see the Titans are off to a little bit of start. The Titans have actually had the ball. So they've been making the best of that. Let's see what happens when the Tigers get the ball. Mate, a big shout out to the crew down there in Newcastle with Bar TV. Again, as you probably know, you'll be a megastar out of this, mate. It's going all over the state. To my lovely daughter down there in Newcastle, they're watching it on Bar TV, and they tell me that Newcastle had a win over the Bulldogs. I believe that's in the ladies. So Bar TV is taking the country championships all over New South Wales.
That's great to hear. Great to hear. I don't know if he was a star, maybe a mega pelican, but that's about all. Here's Sheether, the halfback for the Northern Rivers Titans. He's going to try and convert this try to take it to 10-0. He snap hooked the last one, very similar to a driver of mine if I was playing golf, Ray. But here he goes. He moves in. Kel Sheether hits that one much, much better, and he's converted it 10-0 to the Northern Rivers Titans. Geez, they need a good set of 6 here. I don't know if they've held the ball for a set of 6 yet.
Well, I'm just looking down at Pete Stevens, the coach for the Tigers, and where they've been very solid in defence. And where I say that, yes, they've let 2 tries in, but they have been very solid. They certainly haven't had the ball for that amount of time to be able to consolidate a little bit of possession, get some momentum, and move forward. If they can retard this set of 6, mind you, here's a cracker run from the Titans. If they can retard this 6, get the ball in good position, and then try and get up the other end and score some points, that's exactly what they need right now.
Good ball play here by the Titans outside their own. This is only the second tackle, and they've already made 45 metres. Can you believe it? Here's Butcher at dummy half. Short flat pass to Sheether, who turns it back inside to the second row, and I think that is Michael Shipp. He's tackled 45 out centre field. Here's Kennedy. Kennedy again. The go forward is very impressive from the Titans, Ray. They're centre field again. They're inside the 30. Ball goes out to number 8, Perrin, who then in turn passes it out wide. It's the last tackle. Besgrove, the dummy half, he comes down this short blind, puts a little chip through. Will Newhouse is under it. Is he going to get tackled inside his own in goal? He does. They hit him hard, 3 of them indeed, including Besgrove, who put the chip through. So it's another line drop restart, and the pressure is right on these Northern Tiger boys. And geez, if they ever needed a piggyback penalty down the field for anything, they need it right now. I'd say Mitch Doring is going to try and get this restart happening. He's the go-to man at halfback, number 7. They're under an enormous amount of pressure here right now, the Greater Northern Tigers. Number 11, Hensby gets the ball off the, it wasn't a great kick, off the line dropout. Only went about 20 metres. He's 10 in from touch. Besgrove at dummy half. Ball out to Beecher. In turn, gives it on to Morrissey. Morrissey, hard built low to the ground, but he can power through that indeed. Gillum underneath. 10 out, Besgrove at dummy half, runs across, gets out, gives it to Kennedy, and Kennedy's only 2 metres shy of the try line, just next to the right upright. Besgrove at dummy half, long pass out to Sheether. Sheether gives a short pass out, he's going to go over, he has! try time again. Danger signs here for the Northern Tigers, Ray. That was a little bit too easy for me, but they're a very well-drilled side. I think fatigue set in already. They have had no ball whatsoever, the Tigers, Ray.
They've had to tackle, but I'm just seeing a bit of consistency. The Titans, when they get up in that red zone, they're actually using Sheether, the little 13. He's their go forward. He's actually drawing them in like, sorry, Kennedy, is it? Yeah. The 13. He's actually drawing them in, and probably 2, 3 or 4 players at a time. On the back of that, they're going left or right, and this time they've actually gone to the right. Player numbers are down, and again they're across the line from there, but he's having a cracker of a game.
Yeah, Michael Shipp scored that try there, Ray, and the big second row out wide, and what great go forward they have, the Northern Rivers Titans. I tell you what, at 14-0 right now, and we have to keep an eye on this score because the scoreboard is, well, for the want of a better word, gone. Yes, indeed. So Sheath is going to try and make this conversion. In fairness, Ray, the Tigers haven't seen much of the ball. On 2 or 3 occasions, they've coughed it up early in really bad field position, poor field position. They haven't completed a set of 6 yet. I see there's movement on the bench. Lincoln Smith and Brady Benkovic look like they might be making an earlier than expected entry into this game. The conversion was not successful, so it is 14-0 to the Northern Rivers Titans.
I'm exactly with you. I'm looking down towards the bench, and again, you get to 14-0. We haven't been gone that long, so at the end of the day, what are we? We're 15 minutes into the game. It's now time to probably just bring in some fresh faces. There's a great talent on the reserve bench from there. Get them in, put some impetus in, and I think the fact that they've got size, but they've also got skill on the bench. Let's get back in there, and this is for the Northern Tigers, and probably get a new pulse going for the team.
Geez, I like the look of some of these Northern Rivers Titans forwards, Ray. They go forward in their leg speed, their motion, their hitting. The mood is made after initial contact is just brilliant, and really they need to put a bit of cement in this defensive line. They need to start moving up and hitting them at the advantage line, because every single forward is getting past the advantage line, and they're even harder to stop. Good tackle out there by Tristan Ward, and that was a really good go stopper there. Here's a try scorer, Michael Shipp. He makes it over 45 metres out from the Tigers try line, centre field. Besgrove is into everything. Here the ball goes to Sheether. Sheether puts a little chip over the top. Harry Douglas, number 18, he's got the ball. Built like a one-iron Harry Douglas, but geez, he's got the heart of a lion, Ray. Here's Willie Neuenhuis, the little fullback. He takes the ball out. He gets to his own 20-metre line. He's centre field. Tristan Ward's down there out wide, Ray, the centre, number 4. He's very prominent in the game last week against the North Coast side. He's looking a little bit very, very gingerly. Hamish Wolfgang takes a bit of pressure off the forwards and takes the ball forward. Gillam, the dummy half, he takes the ball up and he's given the ball on to, I think that is James Ballinger. It is. Gillam at dummy half. Again, Mitch Doring needs to take control of this game. Keep these boys down here. That needs to pull up before it gets to the dead ball. But here we go. Westerman gets the ball in his own in-goal area. Brings the ball forward. There's no one there to tackle him. And, intercept that one! What a cracker of a tackle there by Geordie Mulheron on the big fullback. The second row there. Geordie Mulheron took him hard on, one-on-one. He's the little... Who's that? Is that the hooker? No, it's not. I don't know who that is. I think that is number 2. No, it's Michael DeWayne. And the piggyback penalty goes to the Northern Titans. He failed to get off him quick enough.
I'll tell you what I'm picking up. The game's actually being played at 2 speeds. When the Titans have got the ball, they're into quick play the balls and a lot of momentum going forward. There's no hurt in the Tigers' defence at this stage apart from that great tackle from Geordie Mulheron. The offset of that is when the Tigers have got the ball, they're being held down by the Titans. It's a slow play the ball, giving the defence a chance to get in place for the Titans. Very, very smart football.
Ray, I've just noticed Isaac Austin from Scone, the very prominent in the Northern Tigers line. He's got up with it, carrying an arm injury, but meanwhile Sheether gets the ball out to Shipp. Shipp gives it on to the winger. Harry Douglas takes him over to the sideline, so it's going to be a Tigers ball, and they need that badly. This is not looking good for Isaac Austin. I'm not looking really. He's carrying that arm, that left arm, I think, Ray, and he's. Well, let's hope that is the case. But he's one of their really true go forward men off the forward bench. Yeah, the Titans have got 4 guys running. The Tigers have got 5 guys sitting on the table still. So here he is, 22 metres out. The Tigers have got the ball. Doring from dummy half, gets the ball onto Tristan Ward, and Tristan Ward takes the ball forward. He's tackled 15 metres out from his own line, centre field. Matt Gillum at dummy half. He gets the ball, and he passes it on to, let me see, that was Isaac Austin. Here's Big James Ballinger. He takes the ball forward. Good run, centre field again. Gillen from dummy half onto Andrew Pritchard, and Pritchard goes forward. He's hitting a good tackle there, 42 metres out from his own line, about 12 metres in from touch. Gillen at dummy half, short ball to Bradley, and Bradley's hitting a big tackle there by Nicholas Morrissey. He's had a good game since he's been on the big fella. Out the back to Mitch Doring, just on halfway, puts a low grubber kick through. I would have been one over the top there to the corner. It wasn't his greatest kick. Ball comes to the young winger, comes forward, and it's on Noah King, I think that is, Ray. Yes, no, is that? Yes, Noah King. And he hitting a good tackle there by Hamish Wolfgang. Now, this is the first real sign in good field position. The Tigers will have a set of 6, 35 metres out from the Titans line.
You know, when you look back to Mitch Doring, the 6 and the 7, looking towards the attack of the Tigers, they've got nothing in front of them to actually take them forward. At the end of the day, they haven't had a lot of ball, but they've now got a feed to scrum, the 5/8 feeding the ball. Here we go. This is an opportunity to hopefully get up towards the other end.
James Bradley from the scrum base gives it on to Hamish Wolfgang, and Wolfgang gets the ball. He's inside the 30 centre field. Doring at dummy half, short pass to Gillum, and another tip on to Andrew Pritchard, and Pritchard takes the ball forward. He's tackled right on the 20-metre line, 20 in from touch. Options left and right. Gillum at dummy half, short ball to Isaac Austin. Isaac Austin's levelled in a beautiful tackle from the big Perrin, the front rower, his fellow number 8. Doring short pass out the back to Will Newhouse. He tries to beat the first one, which was Schuther, and he comes again and tackles him 21 metres out from the Titans line. 11 metres out. Doring, little chip through. He's tackled. Have they got it down? No. Gone over. No, it's been knocked over the dead ball line by the Titans player. So it's a restart at the try line. Line drop out. 19 minutes to go. It is 14-0 to the Northern Rivers Titans. First real sign of attack from the Northern Rivers boys, and with possession they did well.
Again, we're looking at that 20-minute mark. I would have thought now that Coach Stevens would have had a couple of interchanges up and ready to go, because we're coming out of the scrums, and even in defence, some of these big forwards being very, very slow to get back into place.
Ray, like I said, Lincoln Smith was sensational off the bench last week, as was Scotty McIntyre. Hayden Smith didn't get much of a run last week up at Coffs Harbour, but from all reports, he was really good in the Northern Division trials. Here they are, the Northern Rivers Tigers, onto James Ballinger, and Ballinger takes the ball forward. He's about 22 metres out. Dead set centre field. Gillum at dummy half. Options left and right. Onto Austin. Tip onto Bradley. Bradley gives a short pass to Geordie Mulheron, and Mulheron takes the ball forward under pressure. Great take. He's dragged back by 2 defenders. 10 in from touch. About 15 out from the try line. Gillum gets the ball onto Bradley. Short pass to Pritchard, who jinks off the left. And flick pass wasn't required, and he's coughed it up there. I don't think he was expecting that, Ray, the other Northern Tigers player. So Titans off the hook. They get the ball. They're at their own 30. Ball goes out from Butcher. And an offside. No, the penalty's gone for an incorrect play. The ball. They needed that.
I'm just trying to work out Coach Stevens, and again, I'm not harping on the fact of replacements, but is he wanting these players to play themselves into a bit of form, or a 21-minute mark? Well, there's a bit of movement now. So Lincoln Smith's up. In fact, a lot of movement on the bench now. So with around about, what have we got, Paul? We've got around about 18 minutes to go. Let's see what happens when these players do get on the field eventually. They're warming up now.
A standard practice, probably to wait for 20 minutes, Ray, so we'll just see how it goes. Here's big Isaac Austin. He's tackled 15 metres out centre field. Again, options left and right. Ball goes to short pass to Pritchard. Pritchard goes forward. He beats the first. He's trying to bounce out of that tackle, but good defence there by the Titans. Only 2 metres out. Gillum looking to left and right. Long pass out the back to Doran. Doran short pass over to Will Neuenhouse. Will Neuenhouse beats the first. Unloads the second, but it goes into the hands of a waiting Titans player. Again, off the hook. Titans, there's no sustained pressure there from the Tigers. Trying to push their passes. Not on. Here's the Titans trying to force the ball out 20 metres out from their own line in the middle of the playing field. Big Lincoln Smith from the Tigers is due to come on. Gillum tried to make that tackle, but he went straight through him. Here's Besgrove from dummy half. What a great run. He's tackled just 5 shy of halfway. He did a bit too much work in there. They'll give another penalty away. They're not careful. Number 15 is on, Hayden Pratt, and he's on from the Titans. Who's that big fella? That's Westerman, the fullback. He's tackled just shy of the 40-metre line. Besgrove at dummy half. On to Hayden Pratt. Hayden Pratt gets the ball onto the last tackle. Couldn't see that number. Here's Besgrove, gives the ball out to Schuther. Schuther puts a little bomb up. Here's Neuenhouse, he's under it. He's got plenty of time. He does, takes it really well, beats the first one, tries to get to the second one, but he's skull dragged over and he's dropped it, Ray, as he went down. And he scored! As Will Neuenhouse got the ball, he was skull dragged by the collar, and as he tried to unload, I think Will thought he was going over the try line. He let the ball go like a la rugby union style. There was no Tigers player there, and the Greater Northern the Northern Rivers boys have picked it up and scored.
We talked earlier in the 2 games, in fact the 3 games, that the coaches at half-time would have a lot to say. I think at the end of the day, the Titans have come out. Their structure's very good. They're very sound in what they're doing. They know what they're doing. And I think at this particular stage of the game, with about 16 minutes to go, the Tigers now need to regroup. They've got to claw back, 16 points? 18 points. Claw back 18 points and then get back into this game itself from there. They've certainly got the players, but when you look to leaders like Mitch Doring and the like, there really hasn't been a platform set up the front. There have been a couple of good runs, a couple of good hits, but no consistency to actually build a platform for the players to attack on.
Absolutely, Ray. There's been no sustained pressure at all. We've seen them. They had 2 sets of 6 here and blew it and coughed it up with a really poor option in defence, and I think it was only on the second or third tackle, and so they need to sustain some pressure on these Titans boys. At the moment, the Titans boys are running right out here. Their go forward sensational. Every time they're tackled, they're still making great metres. And Besgrove from dummy half has been instrumental in that whole go forward process.
I don't want to be too critical, and I certainly hope you don't think I'm being that way, but I'm just looking at body language at the end of the day. The Titans are on their toes. They're ready to go, and they've certainly got some more points in them. But the fact that they're also taking advantage of any mistake that the Tigers make. On the other hand, as the Tigers come back up now to have the kickoff, and the score is now, 18 points to 0, they now need to regroup. Smith and McIntyre are on now. Let's see if they can bring some impetus into this team and move forward. And then hopefully we've got a game on our hands.
Number 4, Reece Richards. The try was unconverted. Score now, Northern Rivers 18, Greater Northern yet to score.
Yeah, number 4, in case you didn't hear that, a penalty, fair income. The last thing they need to be doing is giving penalties away on the first and giving the Northern Rivers Titans a dead set piggyback up the field. They do not need to be doing that, otherwise they'll be chasing their tail all day. Here's Besgrove from the tap restart onto Hensby, and Hensby takes the ball to halfway. Good tackle down below from James Bradley and Geordie Mulheron. Look at the marker defence, it's disgraceful, absolutely disgraceful. And on the way, Besgrove gets the ball and he's given it on to Hayden Pratt, and Hayden Pratt's inside the 10. Only Will Neuenhouse stopped that tackle. Top that try. Ball comes out the back to Besgrove, who stand at first receiver, onto Hensby, and Hensby throws the ball onto Robert Shepherd for an easy as you like try. Easy as you like, and that all came for some poor play from the markers. They made two players here made a tackle right on the halfway line. They were slow to get up, and the dummy half went straight through them like a hot knife through butter, Ray. They didn't even retrieve properly, and really they need to regroup big time here, otherwise this is going to be a cricket score, Ray.
just try and explain them in a game without being too critical. We've got a game that's now 22 points to nil. We certainly need some drive to come back into this Tigers game. And yes, Paul and I are both based up here in the greater northern region, so if you think we're biased, please don't. We're trying not to be. I think it's probably more frustration because we know that the Northern Tigers team certainly has some better football in them than they're displaying at the moment. On the other hand, the Titans are taking advantage of every single opportunity they've got. There's now more movement on the sideline now with Hayden Smith and also Brady Bekovic coming up to join in the game. I think with those, it's now 24-0. With these, with the 4 replacements on now, let's hope that we can actually build something now and we'll not only get the Tigers back in the game, but actually turn this into a game.
Ray, you know, I've done nothing but coach under 18s, and one of the biggest things for me was dumb penalties in good field position for yourself. You give a penalty away on a kick restart like you did, and you're just asking for trouble. They've had no ball. The Northern Tigers have had no ball, and they're giving away dumb penalties. So they need to regroup and just be a little bit patient and get some sustained pressure in their game.
Just very quickly, we've also seen the referees all day have been not nitpicking, but they've actually looked at the little things, so you don't make those silly errors.
Yeah, well, it's not news, you know. You don't have to be Nostradamus to realise that they're picking players up for not on the mark, incorrect play the balls, etc., etc. So, you know, let's be fair dinkum. Here's the ball. Here's this guy, Hayden Pratt. He's been very, very good since he's been on. He's tackled on his own 40. Centre field, Hayden Smith underneath and Sheridan over the top. Besgrove onto Sheether. 40 out from his own line. He's got just shy of halfway, and also in there Scotty McIntyre's on the field. So is Lincoln Smith, who was in that tackle as well. Here's Besgrove. He can do everything. He's just jumped out of dummy half and put the ball deep into the corner, straight down Will Newenhouse, who's got the ball retrieved, and he's trying to get the ball out. And who's the first guy there? Besgrove. Joseph Besgrove. Unbelievable. Here's Tristan Ward, the centre for the Northern Tigers, trying to get a bit of go forward happening. He's 15 out from his own line. Ball goes from Gillam. Gillam gets the ball out to Cameron French. His first touch of the ball, young Frenchie, and he's tackled just shy of the 20, centre field. Quick play the ball they need. Here's Gillam on to Brady Benkovic, and Benkovic goes forward and he's hitting a good tackle from Beecher. Tries to get up quickly. There should be a penalty there. Turn it up. Oh, high tackle on Scotty McIntyre. Looked a shoulder charge to me, Ray, and he's got up a little bit groggy, McIntyre. Here's James Bradley with the kick downtown, gives it to Noah King. Noah King's got plenty of time to pick this ball up. He's going to do so on his own 12-metre area. He's got the ball down there. He runs straight into the shoulder of Matt Gillam and also Will Newenhouse, the fullbacks there. There's a couple. Yeah, McIntyre for the Northern Rivers Titans looks a bit groggy, as does Joseph Besgrove. But Besgrove's been in everything. One can excuse him for being slightly fatigued. There's going to be a penalty. No, he's dropped it. He's called it drop. Mitch Doring was in there. Had some hands in the ruck there. He might have got away with that, Mitch Doring, but very experienced young man.
And again, I think we're sitting back waiting for the Tigers team to actually put something together. That will happen on the back of Mitch Doring.
I don't know. I'm not waiting. I'm hoping. But anyway, at the moment, they need something. They need something, and let's see what they can do. They've got a fresh set 32 metres out from the Titans try line. So let's see if they can put a couple of good sets here, or at least one good set there and finish with a repeat. Doring feeds a scrum, goes out the back to James Bradley. Bradley gets the ball onto Hamish Wolfgang. Defence was up real quick in his face. Robert Shepherd in particular gets the ball. Will Newenhouse takes off from dummy half. Little run, 28 metres out, centre field. Gillam at dummy half gives the ball onto the big fella, Lincoln Smith. Great tackle around the legs there by Hayden Pratt. He's been fantastic. Here's Gillam. Gillam gets the ball onto Hayden Smith. Hayden Smith takes the line on. He's tackled 15 metres out. Gillam, dummy half, out to back to James Bradley. James Bradley gives the ball. No, he doesn't. He goes himself. He beats one, but he's belted in a good tackle there. Centre field, 8 metres out. Gillam goes himself from dummy half. Short pass to big Lincoln Smith. He's trying to charge over. He's held up right next to the upright by 3 players, and that was the last, Ray.
That's it. Again, at least they're now on the attack. They're getting forward with a little bit of momentum from there. Didn't get points that time. Probably not, mate. Now they need to retard the possession from the Titans and hopefully restrict their movement down the field, get the ball again and give it another shot.
I'm sure he didn't know it was the last there, Matt Gillam, because he gave the short pass on to Lincoln Smith. I would have thought Mitch Doring or James Bradley wanted that ball in their hands. That ball looked forward from here, Ray. I don't know about you. But anyway, James Bradley's going to take him, and that's number 15. That man again, Hayden Pratt. He's inside the Tigers' half, 45 out, 5 in from touch. Ball goes out the back to Beecher. Long pass over to Sheether. On to Ship, the try scorer earlier. He unloads it onto number 4, which is Rice Richards. Riches.
That's not nothing to do with Ship Creek.
That is a tongue twister. Riches gets the ball onto Ship again. Short pass onto number 14, which is Wade Riley, and that's a penalty. Repeat set. Directly in front, and that he's going to find himself 20 metres out. Ball goes on to Kennedy, and Kennedy gets the ball and he's coughed that up in the tackle. There's a pressure relieving spilt ball from the Titans. Yeah, why didn't he play on?
It's got me. I'll tell you one thing we mentioned earlier regarding the ladies' game and the very, very enthusiastic crowd. I think probably the fact that most of our crowd are locals from the Greater Northern region. They're very, very quiet at the moment.
Silence is deafening, Ray. Fair income. We knew you start a wave. start a crowd surfing or something, wave or whatever, Ray. Here's the Tigers, 10 out from their own line. Doring at dummy half on to Lincoln Smith. His go forward's been good. The big fella's trying everything at the moment, and I'm pretty sure they are trying everything. It's just that they need some sustained pressure. Here's Gillen from dummy half, short pass to Hayden Smith. Good defence, though, by Hensby from the Titans. Ball goes out the back to Scotty McIntyre, and McIntyre he goes forward and he's just shy of the 40 metres, centre field. Good tackle again from Wade Riley. Ball goes out to the left, onto Doring, onto Benkovic, onto Tristan Ward. Half a break. He's tackled a beautiful tackle out there around the legs, right on the halfway line. Benkovic at dummy half, onto Doring, and Doring gets the ball. Well, Gillen's offside by a mile, a country mile, so if he makes any part in it, it's going to be a penalty. The big fella Westerman takes the ball and he's just shy of 30. He gets it on to Noah King and he gets the ball out. Good tackle there by Hamish Wolfgang and James Bradley. Titans look like they're doing it easy. There's 5 minutes before half time. Here's Robert Shepherd. He's trying to get to halfway. It was a great tackle there by I think that's Mitchie Sheridan and Scotty McIntyre. Ball goes out the back to Lachlan Kennedy, bounces off 1 or 2 and then goes forward. He's inside the 40. Here's Besgrove out from dummy half. He beats 1, beats 2. Good support play onto Beecher, and Beecher goes over. 20 metres in from touch. Try.
Well, we haven't mentioned it all game, but at the end of the day, that came on the back of some very, very quick play the ball. Probably a little bit of fatigue, but also the fact that it was lazy defence, that the defence was actually looking towards their line whilst they were retreating. A quick scoot out of dummy half, following player going through, and speed got them on the left-hand side. Smart football from the Titans.
Well, you hit the nail on the head, Ray. The quick play the balls, the Tigers didn't dominate the ruck at all there, and they certainly, got hammered for not doing that. Besgrove has been unbelievable from dummy half, Ray. The number 9, Joseph Besgrove, he's go forward along with the halves, Kel Sheether and Zachy Beecher. Those 3 guys in particular, what if you're a forward, fair income, them 3 guys have just been sensational, directing the forwards left and right of the ruck, and their left and right sides have been phenomenal, and especially this left side. This is where all the action's coming from, down this left-hand side. In attack, our right side defence has been non-existent on a number of occasions, and the go forward has been brilliant.
The thing that's standing out for me in this game, this scoreline to tell me, it's actually quite surprising because the Tigers had one win throughout the competition rounds where the Titans hadn't. But we said at the start of this game that it was very, very quick play the balls from the Titans, which didn't give the Tigers defence much of a chance to not only actually regroup but actually drag their breath as well. Then when they get the ball, the fact that the Tigers just haven't had a chance to regroup at all. At all. They're either tackling, and when they're actually have the ball and they're going forward, the Titans are holding them down, giving their players a chance to regroup in defence, take a big breath, so they're ready for them in every play.
It's getting to the point where we'll just talk a bit in a minute. Kel Sheath is going to move in to try and convert this try, and he just waved away left to the upright. It's getting to the point where if the Tigers have coughed the ball up with cheap possession turnovers, Ray, the Titans are making them pay big time.
Yeah. I'll tell you what I'll be very, very brave here and make a prediction. Knowing Peter Stevens, their coach, pretty well, I don't think you want to be in the dressing shed at half time. We'll probably hear them up here in the grandstand, but I'm sure that he's noticed the little things that we've noticed, and we're not the experts, but the fast play the balls, the slow play the balls to even out the game itself. I think that you might see the Tigers come back out in the second half with a real hard-earned lesson from this first half and hopefully play not only the defensive structure they need to play, but get on their front foot so that Mitch Doring and others can go forward and score some points. So I'm hoping that the things might fall into place for the Tigers, but there's a lot of hard work to do.
Well, the Northern Rivers boys, they were beaten by Central Coast last week, Ray, so they didn't start the competition off real good at all. So, you know, in saying that, they've come out here and absolutely shell-shocked the Tigers' efforts. So, and you know, let's put it bluntly, they haven't sustained any pressure. There's been some dumb options in attack. They've had some really easy spilt ball at this level. They should be holding the ball for a set of 6 and looking for a repeat, but it's just not happening. But the Titans have made them pay at every opportunity. They coughen it up and they've made them pay. But in saying that, their defence has been pretty damn good. So here we go. Hamish Wolfgang with the ball. He's just played it onto the big fella, Lincoln Smith. His go forward's always great, and I'm very, very impressed with this young man. Matty Gillum is going to be the dummy half. They're 25 metres out, 20 in from touch. They're coming down the right side. Here's Bradley from Singleton. He's a young bloke. He's only about 20 years of age, and he's gone. He's nearly got carted over the sideline, but he did well. Here's the ball out to Mitchie Sheridan. Long pass to Mitch Doran. They need something early. They need to score off this. Here's Doran. Get the ball. It's kicked. No. Came to nothing on the siren. It's half time. 28 points to nil. I'll repeat it again, Ray. 28 points to nil in favour of the Northern Rivers Titans. It's been one-way traffic at the moment, and full marks to the Titans for a fantastic first half performance.
I think from a rugby league point of view, yes, mate, it's a very, very solid performance by the Titans. Well structured, great in defence and attack. The fact that they've held the play down to their speed, and when they've got the possession, they actually crank it up to 100 mile an hour, and away they go. And the Tigers have not been able to recoup and protect themselves from there. Again, as I just said, I'm sure they'll get in the sheds at half time. Not only will Maxie Beecher get the Titans to stay on that front foot and go forward, but I think from Peter Stevens' point of view, for the Tigers, it'll be a big learning curve at half time, and I'll come back and hopefully we'll see the real Tigers stand up. We'll come back shortly.
So we're back here at Bellevue Oval up here at the Armidale University, Ray, and 28 points to 0, believe it or not, in favour of the Northern Rivers Titans. It hasn't been a happy first half for the Northern Rivers, for the Greater Northern Tigers, but one thing that stands out, Ray, the Tigers have had little possession, but they've been their own worst enemies.
Yeah, look, I think at the end of the day, we've got to look at this game exactly on face value, and that is the fact that coming to this, certainly the Tigers had one game, one win that the Titans hadn't, but the Titans have had all the ball. They've made the best of it. They've played some very, very smart football. They've played some very, very quick play the balls, and they've actually held the Tigers down when they're in defence. So they've controlled the game from the earliest, from point one, 28 points to 0. What the Tigers do now is up to them. They can either actually reverse it and do exactly what the Tigers have done or take control. Who would that be?
I don't know. He's got a temper.
His dad was pretty fiery.
He's got a temper like his mother. Yeah, it was a real sloppy tackle. That's all that can be said about that. So here it is, the Titans with the ball, possession after a penalty, a high shot. So Besgrave has found touch. He's going to do the tap restart, and he's going to give it to Michael Shipp, and Shipp goes forward, and he's hitting a good tackle from Bankovic around the legs, but a good go forward after the tackle as well. He's 10 out. Besgrave at dummy half onto 14 and onto Beecher, and Beecher gets the ball. 14 was Wade Riley. The subs off the bench have been spectacular for the Titans. Let me tell you, Besgrave, flat pass again to Hayden Pratt. He goes to the line. Good tackle there, just held him out on the attack. The last thing they need early here is another try. Flat pass again, and that seems to be the order of the day. James Bradley's been penalised for offside. I've noticed Besgrave loves that short, flat pass inside the 5 metres line there, and the defence, if they don't get up early off the line, they're going to pay the penalty.
I'm just seeing, and I probably the wrong comment, but I'm just seeing a difference in maturity between the two teams. Yeah. The Titans seem to be far more grounded. They know exactly where they're up to. Their structure's in good place, where the Tigers look like they're going to play whatever's in front of them, but they know what it is.
Yeah. Here's Sheether. Sheether gets the ball, and he dropped that ball in the tackle. How was that 6 to go? He spilt the ball in the tackle and went forward. Anyway, play on. That was Michael Shipp. Besgrave with the ball. Gives it out the back to Beecher. It goes to ground, and Hamish Wolfgang rolls on it. Pressure off the Tigers, and geez, they needed that. Ball goes out to Ballinger, and Ballinger gets the ball, and he takes it forward over his own 20. Gillam at dummy half gets the ball on to, I can't see that guy. Who is that? Tristan Ward? No, it's not Tristan Ward, my apologies. That's Mitch Sheridan. Here's Big Lincoln Smith. He takes the ball forward just shy of the 40 metres, 20 in from touch. Matty Gillam at dummy half. Need a good go forward here. Gives the ball on to Sheridan again. He's just shy of halfway. The defence is equal to the task. Very impressed with Schiefer, Ray. Here's Big Bomb. Big, high, towering kick from James Bradley. It goes to, no, it doesn't. He juggles it, but Westerman is equal to the task. And he's taken off 1, taken off 2, and he's gone and hitting a good tackle from Bankovic right on the 30-metre line. I didn't think that was a penalty. Dead set lost that.
Just to make sure that we're not sitting on the wrong fence, we've got Jeff Newling with us, who is actually the media manager for Group 4, but next West Hamworth Robin as well, but great experience. How did you see the first half, Jeff?
One-way traffic, basically. We just weren't fit enough to get up in defence, and they were pretty clinical. The Titans, the hooker, just killing us around the ruck. So, they just had to work on getting back in the line to get up. If they don't, it could be a cricket score.
Right, another mistake.
I might be corrected, but I think I've got an old program at home with when I was playing for Group 21 with Jeff Newling in the program. I have a feeling that might be the case, but we'll yarn later, Jeff.
His photo's in the dictionary under the word legend as well. So
I wouldn't doubt that for 1 minute. That's great. Here's Hamish Wolfgang. They got a penalty out of that, the Tigers. So They've got some field position now. Bradley on to James Ballinger, and Ballinger takes the ball forward. They're inside the 30, and he's coughed that up in the tackle. Again, field position, Ray, field position, and again they just failed to sustain some decent pressure on the Titans.
Well, I'll tell you what, things are certainly not going our way up here in Armidale today, because weather-wise this morning they told us there was an 80% chance of rain, and the sun is out now on a glorious day, so nothing's gone our way as far as the Greater Northern Tigers are concerned. But I'll tell you what, as far as the footy's concerned, we've created those dramas ourselves. So we've got 34 minutes remaining. Let's see how we go from here.
28-0. He's Kilsheather in favour of the Titans, that is. Kilsheather feeds the ball, goes under another high tackle from Tristan Ward. He did well, the young fella there, to get it out, but he's good. No, he hasn't called it raked. He's lost that, cold as a spud, and Harry Douglas jumps on it for the Tigers. Real poor ball control at the moment. Big Tristan Ward, he goes forward there. Lincoln Smith, my apologies. Lincoln Smith. Here's Matt Gillam at dummy half onto Hayden Smith. He goes forward. They thought it was going to be a tip onto Ballinger, but it wasn't. Hayden Smith went himself. Good defence by the Titans. Here's Mitch Doring. Gives the ball to Bankovic. Bankovic in turn gives it on to Tristan Ward, and he gets the ball. They're inside the 30. Inside the 40, I should say. Ball goes wide out to Lincoln Smith. He goes forward again, the big fella. Good tackle and good go forward. 12 metres out. Gillam at dummy half. There's a penalty to the Tigers. Here's Lincoln Smith again. Good run from the big fella. He goes, he's just shy of the try line. Gillam at dummy half. Options left and right. Where's he going to go? He goes himself. He's over. Little dummy half play there from Matty Gillam, Ray. He feigned to the right and darted off to the left of the marker and caught them napping and put the first points on the board for the Northern Tigers.
That's a big thing for Matty Gillam. He's playing with the Boggabride club. He was a reserve for the Group 4 team, and as they played the last of their games against Group 4, 19 and 21, Matty Gillam played himself to an absolute standstill, won himself a Greater Northern Guernsey, and good to see him slip over there for a try, first representative try in the Greater Northern colours.
So let's just take stock of who's on the bench here for the Tigers, Ray. Andrew Pritchard, Geordie Mulheron, that's a starting lock, starting second rower. Isaac Austin, who I thought might have been carrying an arm injury, and Scotty McIntyre. There's the four guys on the bench at the moment. So, look, there was a better second half to start for the, or better start to the second half for the Greater Northern Tigers.
Just having under Geordie Mulheron's dad at half time, and he got a couple of solid whacks. His ribs are a little bit tender, but after those two big hits he made, it'd be nice to see him back out there and do a couple more.
Absolutely, absolutely. Will Neuenhouse is going to try and convert this try. Well, they desperately need some points, Ray.
We desperately need to close the gate to stop the cars leaving.
Yeah. Okay. Can he break the Bankovic curse? Oh, he's not going to miss this, mate. There's no way he will miss this. He's running down the clock. No, he doesn't miss. I told you that. 28 points to 6.
We're on our way back.
We've got to remain positive. 28 points to 6.
Tigers to number 9, Matt Gillam. He's converted by number 1, William Neuenhouse.
You've got to remember too that as commentators we're sitting on the fence. We're not biased, although we do come from Greater Northern, but at the end of the day you just got to say it like it is. And today the Titans have certainly outplayed the Tigers.
Here's James Bradley, young halfback, come 5'8" for a Singleton, good young kid. Here's big Lincoln Smith. The inclusion of Lincoln into the game, Ray, the go forward's been tremendous. Matty Gillam, he's pulled up Lincoln Smith just shy of the 40 centre field. Here's James Ballinger again. His go forward's been pretty good as well. He's going to get tackled right on the halfway line, centre field. Gillam's got options left and right. He's going to go right, and he's given the ball to Mitchy Sheridan. Sheridan gives the ball on to Hamish Wolfgang, and he's tackled right on the 40-metre line. 10 in from touch. Gillum at dummy half out to Sheridan. Sheridan's flat pass to Lincoln Smith, who's go forward again, has been really, really good. He's inside the 30. Last tackle. It's going to go to Mitch Doring for sure. Out the back, no, he's dropped it in the tackle, so they failed to complete that set of 6, and I'm sure Mitch was looking for a high ball or to put it deep down into the corner. But unfortunately, that never occurred, and now the Titans will have possession inside their own 30 with the scrum feed. Very impressed with the Titans' performance so far. 28 points to 6 in this match. The crowd much of the crowd has dispersed after the 3 earlier games, and at 28-0 at half-time, one could not blame them.
No, I think at the end of the day we know it's not a trial game. This is an absolute rep game, and we're hoping now, we're still with 20-odd minutes to go, that the Tigers can put something together.
I'd like to see that defence hit that advantage line to stop their go forward, stop that momentum. It really is worrisome, but like you said, it's a rep game, and these players will be better for it. Here's Hayden Pratt. Hayden Pratt onto Sheether, and Sheether gets the ball and gets the ball up to the 30. Isaac Austin's movement on the bench. Here's the ball out to Beecher, who's been very, very prominent. Gets the ball on to Hensby, and Hensby beats one. Darts back infield and tries to take further ground, but he's tackled on the last. He's 22 metres out. Ball goes down that short side onto Beecher. Beecher puts a beautiful little grubber kick through, but Will Neuenhouse is equal to the task. He grounds in his own in goal. And in doing so, knocked it on. So the referee has ruled a line dropout. So the Titans will have another set of 6, full pressure straight onto the Tigers.
It's just body language for me at the moment. The Tigers behind their line, getting ready for the dropout. Again, we know the scoreline. We don't have to repeat that anymore. We've got about 28 minutes to go. And again, as you know from a footy game, mate, bounce the ball. Anything can happen in 28 minutes. But to take advantage of those opportunities, you've got to be mentally and physically prepared to take those risks. So I hope the Tigers are up to that task. It's Titans on the attack.
Yeah, good take from Kel Sheether, and he's given the ball on to Wade Riley, who's been very impressive off the bench as well, and he's tackled there by Matt Gillum and Matty Ballinger 30 metres out. Ball goes on to Blake Davis. I think that's Blake's first touch of the ball, but it's a good go forward, 20 metres out, centre field. Options left and right for Besgrove. He gives the ball on to Hayden Pratt, short pass, flat pass, no look pass onto, I'll find that number in a minute, but it was a good run, and he's tackled 10 metres out. They come back the open side on to Beecher, on to Sheether. Out the back there to Riches, and Riches tries to beat one. He steps out of another, and he's tackled 3 metres, 5 metres I should say, from the try line, 10 in from touch. Ball goes out to Besgrove, and it's an incorrect play, the ball. Yep. They needed that pressure relieving penalty, Ray.
We need about 20 of
Here's
those.
Mitch Doring. Is the body language there, Ray, from the Tigers? That was a real casual kick for touch.
I don't want to start sounding too negative again. As I said, Paul and I calling it as it is. We've had Jeff Newling say exactly the same thing. The enthusiasm's not there. With 25, 26 minutes to go, anything can happen in a footy game. And again, I think Jeff touched on the fact that I don't think the fitness is there at this early part of the year for these players to take advantage of that opportunity. Where on the other hand, the Titans have that fitness and they're still going forward.
Oh, geez, that was a hospital pass, but not only was it a hospital pass, and it was a forward pass, but you know what? Big Lincoln Smith did well. To hang on to that ball, and I must say that the defence by this little halfback here, Kel Sheether, and this number 4 here, Rice Riches, they're fair income like anchors to this defensive unit, and again they cough the ball up in really poor field position for themselves. Did he knock that on from dummy half, Besgrove? Never mind. So the Titans have got the ball. 45 out directly in centre field. Here's Hensby, and Hensby gets the ball. He's had a fair game too. Kalani Hensby, I should say. My apologies. Ball is that Hayden Pratt. He has been absolutely brilliant since he's been on. Big tackle from Lincoln Smith there. Centre field, 25 out. Ball out the back to Sheether. Inside onto Blake Davis from Kyogle, and he's trying to unload it, and he's tackled there. 8 metres out. They're on the back foot, the Tigers. Long pass out the back to Butcher. Very good short pass to Hensby, and Hensby going towards the line. He's 3 players under him, but he's held up on the last. Can they hold him out? Ball out the back wide to Sheether. Sheether puts a little chip over the top. Will Newhouse is there. No, he comes across, but great take from the centre, Tristan Ward. They're looking for the quick restart. Is he allowed to do it? Yes, he is. Good work from Tristan Ward, the centre. But he's picked up by Besgrove. Joseph Besgrove picked him up and drove him backwards. Ball comes out to Cameron French. Young Frenchie gets the ball and he takes it 5 metres. Advances at centre field. 35 out from his own line. Will Newhouse at dummy half. Newhouse long ball to Bradley, his teammate at Singleton. Oh, hit after the play. That looked like a Sam Burgess shot on Mitch Sheridan, but he did well. Yep. They're dominating the ruck really well, the Titans defensive unit. On to Ballinger now. Ballinger just gets up over halfway. And again, they're dominating the ruck. They're holding it down for the extra second or two, and they've got plenty of time for their forwards to set themselves in defence. They've found a penalty now. Mitch Doring, he looks for the quick play. So here they are, 32 metres out, just about centre field. He's going to kick for touch. Good field position now. Let's see what they can do here. They're going to find themselves on the attack, 10 metres out with a full set of 6 to play with, Ray. Ball goes out here to Tristan Ward. He's going to have the tap restart. Tristan gives the ball on to Mitch Doring, on to Hayden Smith, and Hayden Smith goes forward. Quick play, the ball needed. They need to dominate this ruck. Gillum at dummy half. Short pass on to Isaac Austin. He charged over. Short. Matt Gillum at dummy half. Options left and right. Slow play the ball, Ray. Out the back to Bradley. Bradley short pass over to Sheridan. Sheridan on to Hamish Wolfgang. Wolfgang, real slow. Too slow, but, you know, positive stuff for the Titans. They're dominating the ruck. Ball out the back to Bradley. Bradley shows it one way inside. He gets it to the second runner, which is Ballinger, and he's tackled 2 metres out from the line. Just shy of the right hand upright. Gillum at dummy half. Out the back to Bradley again. Long pass over to Doring. Doring on to Bankovic, and Bankovic's held up. Wasn't a great run. I thought they were going to go out the back to the decoy runner. Out the back here's Gillum. Gillum gets the ball on to Bradley. Bradley puts a little chip over for the winger to get up. But great take from the number 20, Noah King.
I'm just looking at the fatigue factor for the Tigers. We mentioned earlier about the quick play the balls and the slow play the balls, so that the Titans are actually holding down. But the Tigers aren't even fighting in the ruck to say get off. Now they do that. There's a good chance the referee might look at that and a few penalties. But for the whole course of the game, they've been surrendering in the tackle, just laying there as long as they can and move forward.
I've got to give credit where it's due, Ray. The Titans' defence is absolutely solid, even though not a great deal has been thrown at them. But their defence, you can only defend what's in front of you, mate, and their defence has been sensational. Mitch Doring coming out, the big fella here, and who is that? Number 16, and that is Blake Davies. They got the ball, long pass out the back to, is that Sheether? Sheether gets a good kick away. Cameron French is going to retrieve the ball inside his own 10, directly in front of the uprights. He comes wide. He runs into Besgrove, and that man who has had a little bit of a spell, Nicholas Morrissey, is back on the field. He had a blinding opening 20 minutes. Here's Harry Douglas. He gets the ball now. He's still shy of his own 30, centre field. Will Newhouse at dummy half. Darts away and scoots off from dummy half, and he's hitting a good tackle there by Hayden Pratt. Centre field, 39 metres out from his own line. Here's Hamish Wolfgang trying to create something, trying to get some momentum and some drive going for the side. Here's Gillum from dummy half. Short pass out to Bradley. He goes forward. This is a better set of 6. I'd like to see him repeat it or set of finish it. Here's Gillum backed off. Bradley off the ground for a really good pass. Good hands from young Matty Gillum. It's the last. Line out the left. Here's the ball out to Will Newhouse. What's he going to do? He went to kick it. He does. He puts it down into the corner. And number 2, Dwayne, he's trying to wait for it to go over the dead ball. He's collected in his own end goal. They need a repeat set of 6 here. Surely they can tackle him. Ray, they've got out of that. What a great effort by Michael Dwayne. Fair income. He went around 4 or 5 defenders there. That was sensational stuff for the Titans winger. Here's Osterman. Is it Westerman? My apologies. Westerman, who got the ball in the second run. Good go forward by the Titans. Ball goes to the left. Here's Morrissey. Morrissey with, yes it is, Nicholas Morrissey. He's just shy of his own 30. Ball goes from Besgrove to Shuther. Shuther comes on to the big fella here, and I think that is Blake Davies. Blake Davies, that ball looks like it's going to go out in the full. It does. They needed that. They're in good full position now, the Northern Tigers. Good full position. I see Geordie Mulheron is looking for a spell. Geordie Mulheron is coming on for Hayden Smith. Brady Benkovic's also looking for a blow. He looks tired. Ball goes to Matty Gillum. Matty Gillum gives the ball on to Isaac Austin, and Isaac Austin wrestling there. He gets up over the 40, 38 metres out centre field from the Titans try line. Gillum that comes to the left-hand side on to Doring. Doring runs and gives it to Benkovic, and he runs straight into the arms of Kel Shuther, the halfback, and the centre Riches. 31 metres out onto Geordie Mulheron, and Mulheron goes forward. Good run from Mulheron. He brings a penalty their way. Raked ball.
Again, Geordie Mulheron, he was very, very strong when he was on the field. He would have had at least 20 minutes sitting on the bench going for that. Just a personal comment, I think, from an overall view. The under-23's concept, again, coming in this year is that we talked about personal preparation before, Paul, but we've got this different factor now with the Titans and certainly with the Tigers. Generally, these rep games are played later on in the year, so the fitness levels are up. There's a lot of emphasis now back on the personal preparation, so these players are ready to give it their all. Titans have done that. Let's see what happens with the Tigers.
Here's Doran down the left-hand side of the field onto Benkovic. Benkovic gives it to Tristan Ward, and Ward is tackled 10 metres out, 5 in from touch. Ball goes out the back to Gillum. Gillum gives a short pass to Isaac Austin. Tap on pass to Mulheron, but Hayden Pratt, that man, has had a blinder. Absolutely belted him. Here's Doran. Doran again. Little chip through for the winger, Harry Douglas. I think he's got the ball down. He has. Try in the corner, created by Mitchie Doring. Chip through and behind the defensive line, and Harry Douglas flew down the sideline and grounded the ball just inside the touch line. They've hit back, 28 points to 10.
With 18 minutes remaining, it should be like we used to do at school, mate, where the next try wins. But we'll see how we go. 18 minutes to go, and again, that's probably the first time that Mitch Doring's been involved in, again, a nice little chip kick through. Wingers were there in place. The defence had actually slid inside for the Titans, took advantage of the opportunity, points on the board.
I see the manager. I think it's Kurt Dial. Is it the manager? He's walking around with a substitute number in his hand.
I did hear him say, "Give me a Guernsey."
I don't know how young Dial he'd go, to be quite honest. Will Neuenhouse has got a very difficult conversion attempt from. He's going to take the ball back about 25 metres, and fair dinkum, he's a metre in from touch.
17 to go at this stage or later stage in the game, and as Paul gives his young bloke a chance to lift it up a notch or two. At this stage, we'll go to the Titans in just a moment, but from a Tigers' point of view, what do they take out of this game to move forward, Paul?
Mate, I think they've got to. You know what? I think if they can stay in the game and get back into it somehow, Ray, and not give in. I don't mind a loss, but there's a difference between a good loss and a bad loss, and. Yeah, the first half was abysmal in terms of score-wise, but I know and you know that they can do better than this, and they've certainly got the potential, and it's all about how you want to finish the rest of the game, and the choice is theirs right now to finish it strongly and dig in as we get Will Neuenhouse. He moves in, makes the attempt, and it's a real flat. Not a nice kick, put it that way. He's missed it. 28 points to 10.
Yeah. So in saying that, as they move forward to the next game, you know darn well you've had a week's preparation to come forward to this game. Certainly the Titans came out with a very, very strong start. But do we actually have the player depth and the maturity within the Tigers team to actually regroup, learn from this and move forward?
Look, I think they do, and there's some boys that certainly were part of the squad that didn't make the final cut. There was a few young boys, and look, there's some talent out there in the Northern Division ranks. And look, I do believe I'm going to stay positive, Ray. I don't know what Northern Rivers have got either, because they could come out and say, well, look, you know, we've got another full squad of very talented boys back at sitting in Lismore or Ballina, and good luck to them. And quite frankly, they probably have. But we've got to stay positive, I think, in terms of trying to get the Northern Division boys. I know for some of these boys it's their last year at the under-23s, but in saying that, there's a lot of good young kids coming through the ranks in right across Group 19, Group 4 and Group 21. Couple of good hits and good runs there by both sides here. Isaac Austin's definitely got a stinger to that right shoulder. Matt Gillam takes off from dummy half. It's a bit of a nothing play. It's the last. The body language tells me a lot of things here, Ray. I'd love to see a little bit more enthusiasm, even though they're down by 18 points. I'd love to see a little bit more enthusiasm in the boys, and I know it's very difficult. Being down 28 points to 10, and that was a good kick by, I don't know if he intended to do that, James Bradley, but it was a torpedo kick, and it went over the young winger's head, Michael Dwayne, but they've scored a 40-20 out of it, so well done to the Tigers. Here's Mitch Doring. He's going to take the tap restart. 20 in, 10 out. Here's big Isaac Austin. Had a good season last year and was really prominent in the trials. So he finds himself directly under the post, 5 metres out. Options left and right for Gillam. Shows it one way, gives it out to Bradley out the back. He steps off his right and he goes himself. He's tackled 8 metres out, 20 in from touch. He's held down again. They're dominating that tackle. Here's the big James Ballinger. He goes forward. A good player too, big James. 2 metres out. Gillam at dummy half. Which way is he going to go? Out the back to Bradley. Early pass would be good out to Hamish Wolfgang, but he's well tackled out there by Robert Shepherd. Long pass out to Bradley. Short, flat pass to Ballinger. The big front row. He's going to be taken off. He nearly retrieved it. Big Ballinger put a chip through, hit the upright, and it nearly bounced back into his hands, but it went into Westerman's hands, unfortunately for Big James. But a front row putting a chip through. Ray, turn it up.
Mate, Dallas Dominic kicked a field goal one day, so anything is possible.
You know what? I admire the fact that he gave it a shot. He gave it a shot. Good tackle from young Brady Bankovic on Morrissey, but the referee called held, so he's going to make young Nicholas Morrissey play the ball. Number 16, Blake Davies. Nice try, son. Ball goes out there to number 13, Kyle Kennedy, and Kyle Kennedy. He had a really good first half, but he's had little opportunities in this second half. He finds himself 38 metres out from his own line, centre field. Ball goes out to the right-hand side, and that's number 15, Hayden Pratt. He's been one of the best on the field, Ray. Hayden Pratt off the bench. Here's Beecher. Beecher gives the ball over to Besgrove, and Besgrove puts it deep. Harry Douglas is going to take this. 15 out from his own line. Comes on to Sheuther. Gets to Sheuther, but Sheuther hasn't missed a tackle all day, and he rounds him up with the kicker, Besgrove. 25 out from their own line, the Tigers. Gets the ball on to Cameron French, and Cameron French makes 1 metre before he's belted there by Robert Shepherd. Ball goes to Hamish Wolfgang, goes forward. Hitting another good tackle. That's a better play, the ball. Will Neuenhuis takes off from dummy half, goes forward, beats 1, beats 2. He gets up over halfway. Good run from the little fullback. They should come down this left-hand side and come down here now. Mitch Doring gets the ball. Short pass to Bengovic, on to Tristan Ward, on to Harry Douglas, but he's called it forward. Unfortunate for the Tigers. I think he was in good field position, Ray. I think he was in good field position, Billy Greatbatch, and he may have got that one right.
I'll tell you what, I'm going to give Billy a good pat on the back too. So Billy Greatbatch, not only is he up here refereeing today, he's also the lead referees for the Aboriginal knockouts. A lot of experience, but again, there has been a lot of penalties, but at the end of the day, they don't happen unless the players give him the option to blow the whistle.
Mate, in anything, you react to what's in front of you. And to Billy's credit, if he sees it, he's reacted to it. So, I can't be critical of his effort. Here's a good run by the Northern Rivers boys, and that is Michael Dwayne. He takes the ball to his own 40, and there's Nicholas Morrissey, and this big fella's done exceptionally well today. He's just shy of the halfway, centre field. Good tackle by Mitch Doring. Ball goes out the back and runs hard, the big fella, and that is Lockie Perham. parent. Besgrove gets the ball again. Kel Shuther is turning this Tigers side around. Will Neuenhouse is going to get the ball in his own in goal. He gets out. No, yes, he does. Just gets out before Richards rounds him up. Here's Tristan Ward. Tristan Ward, he better not stay upright. He'll get dragged back into his own in goal. The defence is equal to the task. Besgrove and Blake Davies there. Here's Harry Douglas. Poor old Harry's been hitting a bone-crushing tackle. He's coughed it up, and Richards has got the ball now. He's made it inside his 10. If they swing it wide early here out to the left, they'll score. Ball goes from, that's too easy. No, he doesn't. He gets held up. Good tackle there. That was number 15, Hayden Pratt, I think. Besgrove, long pass out the back to Butcher. Butcher onto Westham, and he comes to James Bradley, and good tackle from James Bradley, and out there, he's only 8 metres out. Ball goes out the back to Butcher, turns it under Nicholas Morrissey, and Morrissey's hitting a really good tackle there, only 5 metres out, 10 in from touch. So they'll seal it here once and for all. Here's Butcher. Butcher gives the ball out the back to Shuther. Plenty of time with 10 minutes to go. Richards gets the ball. He comes to Tristan Ward and Mitch Doring, I think that is, and they tackle him 5 metres out. It's close to the last. Here's Dwayne, gets the ball out to Butcher. Butcher steps off his left. He goes there. The defence is standing flat, but good effort. Good effort. For a wayward pass, and it went to ground, didn't meet its target, and it's going to be a Northern Tigers ball. 10 out with a scrum feed. 28 points to 10. How long have we got, Ray? 10 minutes to go. 28 points to 10, 9.5 to be exact. Thoughts, Ray?
Well, I think it's been a game that was basically won in that first 15-20 minutes when the Titans took control. And whereby, I mean, took control, it wasn't necessarily on the scoreboard. They took control of the game. They slowed the balls down. If you think we're being repetitious, we're not. But basically, the Tigers haven't had the opportunity, or didn't take the opportunity, to rectify that situation. The Titans have controlled the game all the way through in all facets. When they're in defence, they're actually holding to play the ball down to give themselves time. And in attack, they've been probably some of the quickest play the balls I've seen for a long time. And the Tigers just weren't in a situation to be able to recover for that.
No, they haven't. You've hit the nail on that again, Ray. Look at that. They're just dominating the ruck in particular, and they're doing it quite successfully. Geordie Mulheron gets the ball now, and he takes the ball. Good 15-metre gain. He's 5 shy of halfway, and it's on the last. So the ball goes out the back to James Bradley. Needs another 40-20. That was inside the red line. So the ball goes down. It bounces out. A really bad bounce for the Tigers, and it's gone over the dead ball. So it's going to be a 20-metre tap restart. The thought process was there, but it just didn't turn out well for them. Really, really impressed with the Northern Titans. The Northern Titans defence here today, Ray. The Northern Rivers Titans defence. Fancy a tongue twister today. The Northern Rivers Titans against the Greater Northern Tigers. Fair income. If we just called them yellow and white, perhaps. Besgrove again. He's had a blinder, Besgrove, from the dummy half. He's directed play exceptionally well, as has Butcher and Shuther. So the Titans now, they find themselves inside the 30, 28 metres out, 20 in from touch. Ball goes out to Shuther. Flat pass out to Blake Davies. Blake Davies comes to the defensive line. Good tackle around the legs by the young fella, Benkovic. He's 12 out, goes to Shuther, on to Richards. Richards comes to Tristan Ward. He passes it on to Dwayne. Good tackle by Harry Douglas around the legs. He's finished off by Tristan Ward. 10 out, 2 metres in from touch. This will be a long ball to Shuther. It is. He gets the ball, puts a crossfield chip through, not one of his best, and straight into the arms of the awaiting Isaac Austin, the big front rower. Ball goes out here now. Who's that? Is that Cameron French? I think no, it's not Frenchy. Oh, Mitch Sheridan. Here's Ballinger, takes the ball forward. And again, the gang tackles have been exceptional, Ray. Besgrove went in there and slowed that process down, a la Cameron Smith, but he done it to perfection. Ball comes out wide. Great tackle around the legs on Benkovic by Richards. Shuther over the top. Here's Tristan Ward, takes off from dummy half. Another great tackle in two-man defence again. On the last, they've only made about 25 metres. Here it is. What are they going to do? Mitch Doring off onto his left. They're going to kill it on on the last? No, they don't. Matt Gilley gets the ball away under Matt Gillum. Gillum puts a high bomb down. He's going to collect it on his own 10-metre line. I think that's Noah King. Noah King gets the ball. He's working it out. He comes to Harry Douglas. Good tackle, Duggo. 35 metres out from his own line. That was a really good one-on-one tackle. Here's Michael Dwayne from Ballina, takes the ball forward now, 10 in and just 5 shy of the halfway mark. Andrew Pritchard's back on the field for the Tigers, and he's tackled Nick Morrissey right on the halfway line. Ball goes from Besgrave to Blake Davies. Blake Davies takes the ball over. Good forward run, centre field. Besgrave, nice pass from dummy half over to Butcher, onto Westerman. He gets through. He tries to unload it, but it goes to ground, so it's a let-off there for the Tigers. What do we got to go? 5.5 minutes. Keep their heads up for this last 5 minutes. There's a couple of outside backs here. Tristan Ward and Harry Douglas. They've been in the thick of the action here.
I think you can say, too, that we're not belying the fact that these guys have actually given it a good shot, but they simply just haven't dwelled as a team. One of the things that I think, and Jeff Newling's here as well, is that probably one of the things that you need to do is to bring in some of the, and again, we're going through a different transition under 23s, bring back some of the older players, not only for the Tiger, but certainly the Titans have history as well, but you bring those players back that have actually worn the Guernsey before, and without being rude, I think some of the players probably don't have underestimated the opportunity they've got to wear that Guernsey.
Well, you can certainly say that about the first half. I think the second half they've certainly improved and they've had a dig, as you just said. But as is the case in all football matches, it can be exactly like that. I think that with the lack of possession and early turnovers, the Titans they hit them with everything they got, and I don't think they expected it. Here we go. We've got 4 minutes to go on the clock. Who's that down? I think that is Andrew Pritchard. He's down 35 metres out. Slow play the ball. I think he was half injured in that little run. Here's James Bradley. He's tackled 25 metres out. It's the last. Gillum, dummy half, out to Sheridan, onto Mitch Doring. Little chip over the top, but that's easy meat for Westerman, who's had a good game, the big fullback. And he's tackled there. A good run. 35 metres out, 32 metres out from his own line. He gets up to play the ball. They're all inside the 10, the Northern Tigers boys. Good tackle from Bankovic around the legs. Over the top was Matty Sheridan. Here's another good tackle here. Here's that Kyle Kennedy. Kyle Kennedy had a good first half. Oh, too easy, Kyle Kennedy. But James Bradley comes again, 5 out. I thought he was going to go all the way, Ray, but it still might score out this side. Besgrave, ball out to Nicholas Morrissey. He runs to the forwards, and Pritchard's in his way, as is Isaac Austin. 2 metres out. They've got to hold him out here. 3.5 minutes to go. Besgrave, short flat pass to number 8, and he's over. Lachlan Perrin from the Maris Brothers Rams. That sealed it there, and that makes it 32 points to 10. And with the kick to come from directly in front, that'll be 34 points to 10.
Let's start the bit of a wrap-up as we work towards 3 minutes to go. And again, I hope you think we haven't been too negative today, but again, it's been one of those games of football where sometimes very frustrating because you know darn well that the Tigers can play a hell of a lot better than they can. But again, and as Paul has mentioned, that the Titans certainly didn't give them that opportunity to play that well. They've certainly controlled the ruck, they've controlled the play the balls in both phases on their own and also on the Tigers themselves. As far as players that have stood out, I think at the end of the day you could throw a blanket right across the Titans team at various stages. They've certainly worked their replacements really, really well. They've had that go forward on a consistent basis from there. But if you had to put your hand up and strike anyone as the player of the match from the Titans team, Paul?
You know what? I'm going to go out on a limb. I'm going to say the halfback, Kel Sheether from Ballina. The thing that impresses me is that he and Zach Butcher are both from Ballina. They've dominated both sides of the ruck, Ray, and Kel Sheether has been dynamic, not only in attack, his defence has been superb. I don't think he's let one person go, a metre in front of him. Very impressed with the hooker, Joseph Besgrove. But I've been impressed with, as you just mentioned, all the guys off the bench. They've been superb, and I think the coach, Maxi Beecher, has rotated them to perfection. He's rotated them to perfection. And look, there's not too much negativity to be found in that Northern Rivers Titans side. They could go a fair way. And I know Central Coast beat them last week, but Central Coast must be a fair side as well. But you can only go on what's in front of you. So here we go. What do we got? A minute to go, Ray? Centre field, last minute of play. Centre field, Bursgrove again gets the ball and he takes it and he gives it to Michael Shipp. He scored a try today, Michael Shipp, rewarded for his efforts. Their centre field, 5 shy of halfway. Flat pass from Bursgrove on to Hayden Pratt, and he's had a blinder of a game, Pratt. He's just short of the 40-metre line. Roughly 30 seconds to go by our clock. We haven't had any time out. Here's Nicholas Morrissey. His go forward's been sensational. 32 metres out. Last tackle, Bursgrove at dummy half. Long ball out to Sheether. Everyone's on side. Westerman's charging down Will Neuenhouse's throat. He takes the ball well. He gets around Westerman. He goes forward. He tries to get out of another, but good tackle from for the guy that put the kick through. So it's a penalty, Bursgrove. That's a full-time siren. Your clock was right on the money, Ray. This will be the last play of the game. I don't think they'll want to do anything fancy. James Bradley's going to try and find touch. They may as well just kick this ball straight over the touch line. There's no sense in playing any further. But as you said, I reiterate all your comments. It was a dynamic first half by the Titans, and they fully deserved their victory today, 34 points to 10. And I must say the Tigers have come out and won the second half, Ray, 10 points to 6, and good luck to them. They've done exceptionally well. They would have copped a rev at half-time, rightly so. But in saying that, they've showed a bit of mettle and done exceptionally well for the second half. So I'll give them a bit of a rap there, all the young lads as well. So it's been a good series of games for them, a win and a loss, and an outstanding performance by the Titans here this afternoon. And you can wrap it all up for me, mate, for both of us, and thank you very much for your company this afternoon.
That's Paul Vankovic again. Thank you, folks, on Bar TV for having us in your lounge room or in your hotel to bring you 4 games today from Armidale. Thank you, Paul. Been wonderful again. For the Titans, congratulations on a great win in the under-23s. We are disappointed we didn't have any commentary for the ladies in the first half, but again, a great game of rugby league. Wherever you are watching your football, may you enjoy not only the remainder of the country rugby league championships, but also your season within bush footy. For Ray McCoy and Paul Vankovic, that's it for Bar TV.